Hey everyone, I want to thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the SheRises, Amplify, and Thrive Life Speaker Series, where we have the most incredible spiritual masters, gurus, healers, thought leaders from all across the globe come on here to just share their insight, their wisdom, their messages, just to interact with all of you and just have a great and wonderful time. So thank you everyone for being here. And the other best part of this is that every time that any of you choose to, you go and grab Sheila's donation gift or any gift from any of the speakers, your donation goes to an amazing cause. It all goes to the SheRises Foundation, where we are supporting and encouraging and uplifting other women who might be in underserved or marginalized communities that just need that extra, that extra that extra support to help them really step into their leadership, their confidence, their entrepreneurship. And so it really does go to scholarships, mentoring, workshops, education, whatever it is that they're needing to be supported. That's what we're trying to create. So I want to thank everybody for being here. And, today we have Sheila Seppi on the show, and I'm so excited to be talking to her because I've heard such amazing things about you. So I'm so happy that we get to meet today and have an awesome conversation. But just a little bit about Sheila. Sheila is a holographic alchemist, channel, author, and multidimensional healer. As a walk-in soul exchange, she entered the body of a 38-year-old mother, and she also experienced spontaneous healing and received profound spiritual gifts and memories. Sheila channels Andromedan Elder Mother Tiamu and other light beings to facilitate transformation and healing. Her soul lineage includes Angelic, Pleiadian, Sirian, Arcturian, Lyran, Mantis, and Andromedan energies known as the Yahni. She is the founder of Conscious Awakening Network, AscensionTV, and SpiritWay Ministries, and offers coaching, readings, and teachings to guide others through spiritual awakening and alignment with their higher selves. And today we're going to be talking about frequencies of 2025, holographic grid upgrades through light codes. So welcome, Sheila.
Ah,
Yeah, go ahead and if there's anything that I missed in your introduction, please share it with everyone. I am super excited to talk about our topic today.
oh, I think you covered it all. So hello, everyone. And Kelly, thank you so much for inviting me. I always love to come and talk with women. And I especially love the mission that you have with She Rises. I think that is absolutely beautiful. So I was super excited that you invited me to come on today.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it is a passion that is near and dear to my heart. And for all of you, just in case, I have always had that dream of just empowering women and bringing them together. I'm going to say since I was really little. So, and it's, having amazing speakers like you come on to share your message is one of the ways to really make that happen. So I'm really coming at this with a grateful heart and so grateful for you. So thank you so much.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for being here. And I'm just going to jump right in if that's okay.
Yes,
Okay.
do
So
it.
one of the things, no, I'm dying to talk about these energies that are coming in, but I want to kind of back up and preface it just a little bit because I think in order for us to really be able to understand these energies, we have to understand a little bit about the multidimensionality as I see it and the grid and system because everything is actually hitting the grid systems and filtering down. And so, according to my memory, we're all connected through this plasmatic mind of source. Okay, so that connects all things: planets, stars, galaxies, universes, and each one of us. And so that kind of interfaces between our soul architecture and the planetary templates and the gridded systems of the universe, as well as the Earth's gridded system. So I'm going to start from the micro and come down to the macro. Okay, so if we think about the mind of source, think about this huge grid system that's made up of all this plasmatic energy. Within this grid system, there's filaments of light, the liquid light. There's also all kinds of different light, which we'll talk about in just a few moments. But these are the pulsations. These are the things that actually hold the creation of the unfoldment of any of the templates, the universes, the stars, etc. Okay, so you bring that down just a little bit, down a little more, down a little bit more until you get to a single planet, which is also within this, still within this plasmatic mind, still within this grid system. But this grid system now is connecting us like to our moon, to the stars, to all the various planets. You come into the earth, and then before we get into the earth, you come around the earth, and we have the crystalline grid. The crystalline grid, again, is filaments of light. On the interior of these filaments is liquid light that runs. There's also consciousness that flows throughout the entirety of this grid system. Then this grid system is connected into the ley lines of the planets. Now, these ley lines that I'm talking about are, the ley lines that connect one sacred site to another sacred site, as well as the planetary grids of the earth's chakras. So we know, we've got the root chakra, we've got all the various chakras that run throughout the planet, the ancient grid systems, the libraries that the Lemurians and the inner earth people work with. And so what happens is this then also connects in to the crystalline core of the planet that surrounds the iron core. So the iron core is what anchors us to these planets, and then the crystalline core surrounds it. So now, as we're looking at these codes, we're looking at the codes coming into the planet through the grid system, which holds all of the templates for the earth itself. So as we go down just a little bit further, well, let's go up a little bit. Then we have all of the Earth's atmosphere. Now we go down, actually. So we have all the Earth's atmosphere, with that exosphere being the one that is if you say, the highest away from the Earth. As you're coming into the Earth itself, this crystalline grid is beginning to beam in energy to the planet, which of course we're standing on the planet. So we are connected into the Earth's grid, which also pulsates what's called the Schumann resonance, and we're connected to the Schumann resonance. So anytime there's any type of planetary anything that's happening, anytime there's solar flares, anytime there's a shift within the plasmatic energy that affects the earth, it hits the crystalline system. And what do we know about crystal? It's amplifiers, okay? So it amplifies all that energy coming into the earth, coming down to humanity, and then that grid is connected to the interior grid. So we're standing on the earth, and we're being beamed up energy, and we're being beamed down energy. Everything being affected by all of the plasmatic energy that's happening outside of us. Now, we as an individual know we have our aura, we have all of the various bodies, we have the matrix bodies that's also on the interior, which the Andromedans, Angelics, and Arcturians gave me a healing modality called we're working with the ley lines. So it's SRT, Soul Reconnection Technique, which they've been giving me so much gridded information. I'm totally rewriting the entire program, because what I'm finding out is that the ley lines that they were showing me, the ley lines of the human body, is what's connecting out to this master grid system. So if I'm working with someone and I'm looking at you, it's like there's a piece of graph paper that's overlaid within the entirety of your energy field. But it's not just within the energy field, it connects us without, okay? And this grid system is also what's connecting us to each other on the planet, as well as exteriorly to all of the planets. So at every moment of your life, it is so impossible to be disconnected, so impossible to be alone because we are connected to everything. So, what's happening this year is a light code transmission because it's the year of universal remembrance. So if you think of 2025 as a master frequency, and with numerology, you add the 2 and the 0 and the 2 and the 5, you get the number 9, which is the number of completion. And what's happening is these new codes that are coming in are setting up this new template for us. Now, I was listening to some solar guy that I watch sometimes on YouTube, and he was saying that for 9 minutes, I'm like, and that's what caught my attention. The 9 minutes, it was almost as if the earth had no atmosphere. And we were being bombarded with all the solar rays. And he was talking about, oh, this could be so devastating. And I got really excited because all of a sudden my team started talking to me like, these are codes that are coming in. These are actually what's called the golden diamond codes, and they're carrying the information for humanity as we are coming more into alignment with the universe. The universe already operate. Well, I'm not even going to say the universe within our own solar system. All of these planets are already operating at a fifth density consciousness. Okay. And so the Earth originally was 5D. That's what was being held in the crystalline grid that surrounds the Earth. But through a variety of, it's a long story in and of itself, with all the energies that were being beamed in through the piezoelectric field, there were codes placed in the Earth's grid system that began to lower the vibrational frequency of not just the Earth, but all of the inhabitants. And so we went from a 5D to a 3D. And throughout the history of humanity, what has happened is because we're walking on the Earth, we are receiving these codes from the Earth. We're receiving these codes from above, and we began to think that we were separate. We began to think that we would succumb to illness, and we really forgot the divinity of the beings that we are because we are these holographic beings. Now, in 3D, we're very, very real. But the reality of it is everything is holographic in nature. So as these new codes are coming in with the gold and diamond codes, there's also the solar seraphim codes. There's the aqua ray template codes that are coming in. And these are the Atlantean Lemurian codes. And a lot of people are waking up now remembering, I'm from Atlantis. Yeah, I remember Lemuria. And they're coming to this planet at the time to assist with what's occurring right now. So, as all of these codes are coming in, they hit the crystalline code. It comes down and filters in through the collective consciousness of humanity, which we're also connected to. It starts to filter down into the human field, and it is picked up by the DNA of our bodies, because what happens is it hits our own field, our own aura, our own human gridded template. And so where we have the crossing of this grid system, there's little bitty nodes. Some of them act as receivers, some of them act as senders, some of them act as portals and gateways. But when these codes come in, they lodge right in those areas, and then they begin to filter out through our entire grid system, and that is then picked up by our DNA. Because at the very end of the DNA, at the end of the genes, are the little telomeres. These telomeres then serve as our little galactic antennae. Okay, so they're picking up all this information. Now, I know that was a lot of information to give all at one time, but what that means is we as humanity are in the process of shifting and moving into a higher form of our own multidimensional selves. Because as I have been taught, and coming from the Omni stream, And let me back up just a little bit about that because, being a walk-in, I didn't just switch souls with another come in as an individual into a body to have this individual experience. I actually came in from a collective, which over time have identified themselves as the Yahni. And instead of calling themselves a collective, I've now decided that I'm going to really talk more about them, about who they really are, which is an omni stream of consciousness. Now, the reality of it is, we all are connected to the omni stream of consciousness. We all have had past lives. We all have been around for so many incarnations that what's happening right now, a lot of our multidimensional aspects are coming back into the current life in which we are. And so I was taught that if you look at the fist and consider that your individual oversoul, that all of these little fingers would be what's called the Shantias Khan. Within the Shantias Khan holds all the information that you need for a particular lifetime, such as your connection to the higher, you have a higher self stream, you have all of the information that's needed for your spiritual bodies, and you have the soul energy, which will connect to the human form and become the personality of this lifetime. And so what's happening, a lot of these aspects are moving right back up into the oversoul, and they're beaming down these amazing beams of consciousness into us, which allows us to connect more to them. So why is that important? Because it connects us to all of our other lifetimes. And inside of our oversoul, think of that as your own personal cloud storage where you can upload and download information at any time. And so, like when I'm working with people, a lot of times I will give them a galactic reading and say, the energy that's coming through today is the energy of this particular lifetime, or this lifetime. But if they come to me 2 weeks down the road, it could be a little different. Why? Because we're integrating those light codes and more information is coming out and connecting in to the holographic grid. Again, I know that's a huge bit of information, but I want to give the background as to why this year is so important, because our very DNA is being impacted. Now, we have all heard and we all know that we have 12 strands of DNA that have been turned off over time. We have the 2 physical strands and the 10 etheric strands. But some of these etheric strands are even being picked up by scientists now, and they're talking about this holographic DNA that they're starting to pick up. And more they're talking about that junk DNA, which is so prevalent because really our physical DNA is only 2% of what we have and who we are. It's all that other stuff that makes us who we are. That holds all those codings, hold the information, or the codones hold the information of our galactic lifetimes, our gifts, our spiritual lineages, everything that makes us us. Okay. And because it's within our DNA, it gets stored in our muscle, our bone, our tissue, and our fiber. Well, now that we've got all these new light codes coming in, what's happening? We're waking up. And that's the beautiful part that I think that everyone is experiencing right now is this remembrance of who they are. So instead of, I tell people all the time, instead of kind of like dropping into that fear of like, oh my God, look at what's happening. There's so much energy that's being bombarded. They're talking about solar flares. They're talking about planetary shifts. Who cares? We're dropping into that multidimensionality of who we are. And that is one reality. Because we're connected to the holographic grid, we can choose what we want to experience. So imagine that on the inside, you have this projector, okay? And this was beautiful. I can't remember. There was a speaker that came on to Cosmic Conversations. She was talking about this. I thought, That is so perfect because, like, we have this projector on the inside of us, and we have our holographic grid right here within the aura. So we project from ourselves onto the aura, onto our holographic grid, and we create our own reality. That's why everyone who's sitting here today and listening to this tomorrow is going to have a different perception of what happened today. That's because it comes through your own holographic grid, and you will take from this what's important to you, and you will project that out into your reality. What doesn't resonate with you will just simply go away. So, with 2025 being the year of universal remembrance, we have tons and tons of information. I have to take a drink. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was coming back from being in lots of humidity back to 10,000 feet. So I'm in that process where every cell is getting all the moisture sucked right out.
You
So
know, oh, I was sorry. Go ahead. I was going to
that's
say,
okay. I was going to say, so let me stop right now and see if anybody has any questions.
yes. I mean, this is all really exciting what you just shared. The more that you talk about it, I'm like, this is amazing. We're truly living in an amazing time. We are truly amazing beings. I love it. Um, Caroline does have her hand raised.
Yeah.
Caroline, do you have a question about anything? Something you'd like to share?
For now, I just want to say keep talking. I'm here and I'm loving the energy. Like I've got a straw and I'm just soaking it up. So maybe come back to me once a little bit more
Okay.
has been said. Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
Cool.
leave your hand up and we'll come back
I
to you.
will.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Does anybody else have a question or a comment, or are we on the same page as Caroline and just want Sheila to keep going?
Oh, I can keep going here.
Yeah, keep
Okay,
going.
so,
I think
all
that's
right, what I'd like to do, if it's okay with everybody, I want to kind of open our fields up just a little bit so that we can receive all of the diamond codes, those golden diamond codes. I'll do that through kind of like a light language transmission. I'll explain what's happening as we go along. I also want to bring in all of those solar codes, those seraphim codes, because at the very core essence of who we are, the more time that goes on, the more we understand that we all have come through those Elohim fields, meaning that we've all been part of those angelic realms. So, why else would those seraphim codes be coming in? So, we're going to pull those in, and then we're going to drink up all of those aqua ray codes that are coming in, because that's what's activating those Atlantean and Lemurian templates. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, let's do it. Sounds exciting. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All
please.
right. So let's just go ahead and close our eyes for just a moment and just start by breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, because in through the nose and out through the nose begins to drop us into a parasympathetic state. And I want to call on my Omni Stream, Elder Mother Tiamu, my healing teams, and any other beings of light, any other aspects from the Yahni that want to come in today to assist us with this activation. So now I want you to imagine above your head is a beautiful golden ball of light. This golden ball of light is just full of all of these golden diamond codes. And you can see these codes. Some people see them as the light language. Some people see them as mandalas. Some people see them as sacred geometry symbols. And whatever works for you, just allow that to form as you begin to see them swirling around and dancing in this beautiful golden ball of light. Now that's going to begin to open up, and it's going to come down from the top of your head and cover you all the way down to the bottom of your feet. We need kaler shikwaka tatarushu kuima. Enia nana katatarushu kuaa. E kini watani na tapa atakurushu kuina a. E ki watna. This is the time that we've all come in to experience this now moment. It is not by accident that you are here. It is by divine proclamation. Wakanya wa nasheki wa patatarushukuwa matna ne kitiwa ulushukuwa na ane ikiwa ha kila katadarushukuya na a. As this begins to continue to open, you begin to see this beautiful swirl of diamond-esque energy coming down into the body, just like the golden light. You breathe that in. As you breathe in the diamond and the gold, it comes in through the heart, and it begins to move down the spinal column and connect into the coccyx and all the way up, and it connects to the brain stem. Washinita inakatabu tumwatne tishikia ulushukwa paana kiwa na ayana alakatadarushuwaya ha kinakapa no urushukwa maane kiwa na uruturushukwa maa. As you feel this energy moving up and down, you can feel it lodging into the heart. And from the heart, it begins to move up into the throat and up into the brain, where it begins to nurture all of the organs and glands, because it's starting to now move down from the brain down again to the coccyx. And it begins to move out into every nerve of the body. Wakatapaya kotorushukwa na ane ili shiwa pa nu urshiniana ka ane wa paya na katarushukwa ma ne ikiwa na. And we're bringing in now that aqua ray. And again, breathe that down into the heart, to the coccyx, back up to the brain stem, and just feel that energy moving up as it swirls into that beautiful diamond-esque and golden light energy and out into every nerve of the body. Washititi wa patakaniana kata urushukuina ne iki wa na ne shikitila atakata urushukuima ekina ana lukutu urushuku papa kinaka urushuyenaka ena ala ushipyaka. So as this energy begins to move through the nerves, it's starting to now move out of the body and into the etheric fields, first stopping 1 inch around the body in that human holographic field. This is your blueprint for the physical body. So we're just going to do a real quick clearing so this energy can go out into the holographic grid. Remember, everything has been encapsulated in this beautiful golden ball of light that you now are drinking in. So we're now moving out into that emotional and mental field that goes around the body. Just allow it to bathe the body. Moving out now into the aura field. Clearing away any, if you want to call it, sludge that you've picked up through your night travels. Moving out into the next body, the matrix bodies. So you see from the matrix body this first stream of light that comes in and connects you to the heart. So from the heart, it now expands out and connects into the cosmos. So this beam of light opens up like little fingers or tentacles to begin to receive those universal codes that are yours and yours alone. This next light that's beaming in from the matrix field comes into the throat. And connecting into that matrix field and out into the cosmos again, where you allow that stream of light to open up like little tentacles. So from the matrix field again, another beam of light comes in, connects into the third eye. And out and into the universal fields. And one more beam of light from the matrix field comes in and connects to the crown. Out into the universe. La yanakata arushukwa ma'ane I kiwa na e ke ala urushukwa na a e ki pipi anakata arushukwa ma'ana ki. So now we're moving out into the spiritual body. Waka klukutupuana ayeka akare shikitia. So see that light expanding and vibrating from you out into the spiritual body. Waka ane kiti wa she tekapa eniki wa na le shikitia. From the spiritual body, we move into that celestial body that connects us up and out into the celestial realms. Now moving out into our own crystalline field. So all the codes now are being amplified and beaming back into our body, back into the own body's crystalline fields. It is well known that we have crystals in our muscle, bone, our tissue, our fiber, in our ears. When the ones in the ear become out of balance, we end up with vertigo. Just breathe in these codes that are coming in to shift and to change you into your highest divine form. As you're doing that, your crystalline field on the exterior is being fortified. This is your shield. Washaka ututupapa anekiwa aenakarushukwana eki watnaki waneki ashakata arukupa aneta lushuwaka. You're going to anchor this energy now down into the ley lines of the earth. Waka mana alisheta rushukwa ekikipa ane shiti watne. And from the heart you beam up light that goes up and out of the atmosphere and connects in with the crystalline shield of the planet. This sacred grid system will be beaming back codes that are now in resonance with you in your highest divine form. We are working to release any and all ancestral contracts that no longer serve you. Any ancestral contracts that have been made, any ancestral healing that now is no longer part of your journey. We now release those. So the energy of who you are in this now moment can be solidified. So for the next few moments, just drink this energy in. And notice how your bodies are feeling. Even feel how that, like the energy around you is beginning to shift and to change. Notice how the air feels on your skin at this moment. Ayana tataru shuku yana katatari titiki watakatataru shuku puana. Kini ila anakata urukututuru shuku ama. Arakiti wat la neki, iki wat na ne, iki wat na ne, shiki alakata arushuku mama aneki kwa, la teire kata ushu pa, kanakta. So right now, in your own way, however it feels right for you, begin to call forth all of those aspects of your multidimensional self so that you can begin to fully integrate them into your holographic field. Allow your higher self stream to move up and out into the universe, up into that monadic structure, and connect in with the divine mind of the source energy, which provides that great oversoul for all of us. Waka papa anika wala kashukupu niana eminiwa nekiwa ala katarushukuena kata arishikitia nakatarushukuana taka. Feel yourself now vibrating with these new 5D crystalline codes. Wakamana anili shikiwara tadarukurushukuenaka. Dear children, remember who you already are. Wana ainiki, and anchor that into this now moment. Wahina takadarushukuenama a iniwa nekiwarakata. You are divine aspects of the source energy. Washikipi alakatarushukuenaka. Remember that in this individuated state that you now walk in. Remember this holographic grid is connected to all things. You can create all things. We're going to call forth all of those Atlantean codes to wash over you like the waters of the ocean. So those connect you now out into those Elohim realms of the light and the sound. Let that turquoise, that beautiful light run through you. Allow that magnetism of the voice begin to amplify the frequencies of truth, the harmonic expressions of who you are now solidify within your fields. Washing across the ley lines of your body, from 2 feet beneath all the way up into the 12th density dimensional fields. Now allow the universe to bathe you. As we send one more solidification of the crystalline grid around the body that forms that crystalline shield. You are both receiver and sender. Why? Allow the waters of your memory to wash over you. Remember, you are part of that great galactic womb where all things flourish. Bring that in and anchor it into who you are now. Why? The rivers of time are beginning to collapse. Take advantage of this now moment to step into the fullness of who you are. We thank you for having the courage to come to this earth experience. It is through you that we all are able to have these experiences. And we honor you, daughters and sisters and brothers of the light. Wapa anekatalukushukuinia, anainakatarushukuinaka, ekiwa na shekiti urushukuana aka. So may you all be blessed. So just take some slow, deep breaths in and out. And go ahead and bring yourself back into this now moment and open your eyes.
I actually want to be like, whoa. That was incredible, Sheila.
Thank you. That's them.
Yes.
Yeah, they
But
just
you're the beautiful conduit that's,
yes.
that's guiding that. So, ooh.
Yeah, can you feel how even the skin of
Yeah.
your body is vibrating with these new codes?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I don't even think I have words to explain how I feel right now. It's just, whoa.
Well, so just think about this. If you feel like this right now, this is accessible to all of us all of the time. All of the time. This is just opened up just a little bitty window to allow you to experience the fullness of who you already are. You know, we spend so much time saying, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to anchor this. And you're already that. All you have to do is drop back into it and allow that energy to move through you. The biggest thing we have to remember is we're not that individual that we're looking at in the mirror every day. That this is just the clothing that we're putting on for this human experience. At the core of our essence, we are all that divine source energy light.
Wow. That's beautiful. Like, oh. Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much. I'm guessing I'm probably talking for everyone that's on this call. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Oh, you're so welcome. So does anybody have a question or maybe even an experience that they want to share or something, clarity that came through?
Okay, Catherine's raising her hand.
I'm raising my hand because I can't find the technological.
Yeah. No worries, I can see you. Yeah, what would you like to share?
What I'd like to share is that was absolutely divinely, wonderfully gifting, and I will be breathing that for the rest of this ascension. Thank you very much, Sheila. And I have a question. In the early 90s, I was connected to someone called Nechatnol, or we called her the 3-star one. She was an oversoul of this universe and held 3 universes together. And I was very aware that I have this extreme difficulty in this finger working. And when you were doing the fist and the she goes, pay attention. This is opening something that we haven't figured out how to get to the planet into these grids. And I said, okay, Sheila, let's go. And I want to say that there's something unfolding for the gifting of the whole universe in this work that we did today with all the light that we've activated from a human. I'm very Devic and into the ecopathic telepathy. And I realize there's something that's going to unfold for me because of this call. And it's kind of surrendered the Akashic record collector I've been in this lifetime. And what I noticed I wanted to share was that you talked about the crystalline as well as the grids, the way we constricted down into 3D. And I was aware of the filaments that were being the threads through time that were being connected. And when you said the timelines are collapsing, my body just went, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Right. And I just wanted to share that because I know that that's because I work so well with Gaia and that consciousness and Mother Earth consciousness in this new form. It explains what I said earlier off the recording, was that it felt, I've had so many NDEs that are not NDEs, but that was what I thought was happening. That these are these openings and these connections that you so brilliantly described for the mind to educate itself, but for in your light language, for all the feeling, the senses, the gifts of the human form provides. And I'm truly touched, Sheila. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
That was beautiful, Catherine. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, thank you. Oh my goodness. Yeah, what we did just now or today, all of us getting to experience that. I'm like, I don't know. I was feeling the shifts happening and it felt amazing. I feel like this is going to open up a lot for everyone that is either on this call or even if they, whenever they experience and hear it. So beautiful. Yes.
Well, and the gift that I donated to you, I go into this time a little bit different and bring in other different light language activations. So you guys are going to definitely want to check that out.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, this is amazing. Caroline, are you ready to comment, ask a question?
Hi. Well, it was very joyful, is what I will say. Thank you so much. So many colors, and I felt just, I felt light, just light all inside my body. And then I expanded into all of the layers of every body. And I felt very light and very content. And so that was my experience of it. And I'm just so joyful to be here. It's just beautiful. I'm just in joy. Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I hope this really can open, it can open up as many, many pathways as you are willing to allow to come in, because we all are omnipresent. We all have our own omni stream of consciousness that we connect into. So, depending on the vibrational level that we're experiencing each and every moment, depends on that stream consciousness that we're able to bring in and to anchor. And so this is just kind of opened up a little pathway for you guys. So drink lots and lots and lots of water today.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank
yes.
you.
I'm so glad I'm here.
Sheila,
Uh-huh.
Barbara Litchfield's asking a question. She said she took your class and she mentioned that you mentioned you were rewriting it. Can you please elaborate on the reasons for the rewrite?
Oh yeah. There's going to be, I know it was 100 pages, but now it's like almost 400 pages of information that I am bringing in because I have received so much more information. Let me back up and tell you. So when I work with clients, I've always had an Arcturian team that works with me. And so I will be working, I'll doing my job. They come in, I kind of make notes and tell the client, this is what's happening, this is what's going on, this is what they're doing, yada, yada, yada. Well, the next thing I knew, one day I'm working and these three other beings came in, another Arcturian, an angel, and an Andromedan. And the Arcturians just stopped working and they stood back. And Sarah knows me well, so she's going to get this. So they tell me, they say, the Andromedan says to me, we are now going to teach you about the ley lines. Well, me being me, it's like, oh, we call those meridians. And they're like, no, 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 no. We're going to teach you about the ley lines of the body. I'm like, yeah, we call them the meridians. And they're like, no, Sheila, you don't know this. We're teaching you about the ley lines. So me kind of went, oh, okay, thank you so much. And they did. They began to work in a way that I had not observed the Arcturians working. And they started working on what they called the ley lines. And through many, 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 many sessions with people, I watched what they were doing. And then they told me, they said, now go back and turn this into a course that you're going to teach others. I'm like, I am not. Again, Sarah knows me. I always argue with my guide. I'm like, oh no, this is my healing modality. I've created this new modality I'm going to share with everybody. And they let me go on and they're like, Again, they're like, this is our modality. Again, I come back down to the human form and say, oh, okay, I got it. And so they began to teach me how we're actually connected to the holographic grid, although they didn't use the words holographic grid at the time. I guess for me, they were showing me everything in this evolutionary process to get me to where I am now in my understanding, so that as I begin to teach about the ley lines, and we're talking about whatever it is that we're talking about, then I can give the full explanation to everyone so they can understand. Now, that doesn't mean in a session that they're going to explain all this to everybody, but it gives the practitioner a very rich and deep understanding about what the ley lines really are and the magic and the energy. So when we talk about connecting back into the Elohim realm, what does that really mean? What energy does that hold? When we talk about connecting in to all these various grids, what does that really mean? What is a stargate? How is that important to us? Do we have stargates? Are we only talking about galactic stargates or the Earth stargates? And so it really goes into a lot more detail. So thanks for asking, Barbara. And of course, because you have already attended, anytime anything shifts, changes, and upgrades, anyone who's ever taken this course gets to come back free. And so you get all this new information each and every time. So I've told them, I said, guys, please don't do this to me again. Because like I said, I am up to like 400 pages now of information that I'm going to be sharing with people. I hope that answered your question, Barbara. Good.
Go ahead, nod. I think so. Wow.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. I don't know if I can do this. Hold on just a minute. I think I'm tech savvy until I actually come down to doing the tech savviness.
While you're doing that, Barbara did say thank you, Sheila.
Oh, you're so welcome. Let me see if I can. I was going to see if I can find this and I'll share with you a little bit. I don't think I can. I'm not prepared to do that, but the new teachings come out in a series of 14 different classes, so it's really going to be expanded. But I do have a breakdown. Sometimes I organize myself right out of coherence. Let's see.
Well, as you're looking, I'm going to read the comments in the chat. Barbara again said, also, you look so beautiful as a walk-in. Do you not age? And Sarah said she does not.
It is very strange because I think this is also happening with humanity. We reflect the vibration of our soul energies. And right now at 64, I look younger than I did when I was in my 20s and 30s. And so I think what happens is the body, as we're shifting and as we change, we begin to shift And change. Let's see. Maybe can you put Al? Al, can you go ahead and mute, please? Yeah, there you go. Thank you. So what happens is when we hold codes inside of us, well, first let me back up. We have that circles around our holographic field, two different sets of codes that make us who we are. First, we have the genetics from our mother and our father. Then we also have our soul epigenetics, okay? And so when the physical form is being created, the soul comes in many, many times. It doesn't just like all of a sudden happen to come in. It comes in many, many times and it begins to implant different soul codes that's going to allow the soul an easy transition when it does anchor into the physical form. And so as the baby is forming and the physical codes are unfolding, the epigenetics of the soul are also unfolding. So within our holographic field, we hold all of these codes that make us who we are. And then those codes are imprinted onto the cellular structure of the body. And as we begin to shift and as we begin to change over time, and as new codes come in, they also come in through the various bodies and begin to imprint in the cellular structure of our bodies. And so every day we are different than the person that we were when we went to sleep. As we begin to shift and change and release, our codes come in and anchor more. We're able to hold more light filaments. That's why it's always so important to really release, to let go, to shift, to allow those things that no longer serve us to get away. And we talk about what no longer serves us each and every day and each and every moment, because the more we release and let go, the more light we can hold. And at the core of who we are, we're already a light being. So what we're doing is integrating the dimensional density of the soul to come in vibrational form with the physicality of the soul. Does that answer it? Did that help?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
Yeah, thank you. Does anybody else have any questions? If you do, you put your hand up or you can put it in the chat. I can read it out. Let me go through the line here in case we have someone that's raising their hand. No? All right. Well, yes, Barbara, you can do this again through the replay. And it's all okay. So to answer Barbara's question, she wants to know if she can do this all again through the replay. Yes, I will be putting the replay up. You just need to don't jump back into her speaker center right away because we've got to let it upload and do everything. So just give me a little bit of time to get it in there, but it will be in the replay. Sheila's, all of this that you've got, you can even come back to it 3 months later if you want to experience it again. She will always, I'm like, all the speakers will always be up on the website. And then Al wants to know, does it involve Akashic records?
Well, I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about, but I can speak about the Akashic records because we all hold the Akashic records. We all have access. Remember earlier, I talked about we are all omnipresent. Okay, we are connected in to our own omni streams of consciousness. Okay, and so even within the Shantias Khan that we have, or if you go up even as high as the Oversoul, everything that we have ever done, every thought, every experience is all right there in your own Akashic records, which is stored inside your own Oversoul, which is a big cloud storage for you. And so, yes, I guess this does involve the Akashic records and having access to all of that which you already are.
Beautiful. He's got his heart up. I love it. You know what? I know you explained a little bit about your gift in this. I can you explain it a little bit more? Is there more information? And then after that, I will answer your question, Barbara, that you have in the chat about how to donate. But I want to give you an opportunity to talk about it, share what it is. I'm excited about it.
Yeah. Well, it is a transmission that has come in. I work with one of the soul aspects that is part of my Oversoul Omni stream is an Elder Mother Andromedan aspect, and she's called Tiamu. And Tiamu is someone that brings all of that DNA information to me about how the DNA works and unfolds. And she also will channel through me because everything, I'll be honest with you, I've got to go back and watch this too because I have no idea what I even talked about because, I just sort of step aside and let it happen. And everything, all the codes that she brings in shifts our DNA, will anchor into us. And so she has given another activation for everyone, talking about the energies of this time and how you can bring those in. I've actually gone back and listened to it a couple times myself.
Love it. Yes. So, I mean, if any of you had what I experienced on this, you're definitely going to want to get that. So, I'm going to explain how you do that. So I put the website back again into the chat. You'll click on that in the menu. You'll see, it'll say calendar. I believe it says calendar of speakers. Click on that. It will take you to the calendar center. All you have to do is just find Sheila in there, and she'll be the first one. Because of today, you click on her event, it will take you to her full speaker page. Everything that you'll need will be on that. The replay will be on that. You'll see a link that says donation gift. You'll click on that. It'll take you specifically to Sheila's donation gift. And once you donate, you will be on the lookout. You'll get 2 emails. One will be the receipt for your donation. The other one will be an email with Sheila's link. You click on that, and I was practicing it, Sheila, when you sent it over. So once you click on that, all you need to do is provide your name, your email, and the code or coupon code light. You say it again. Light, it's light code.
It's light code 2025, and the L is capitalized, the C is capitalized, but it's all one word. You know what? I'll also put that in the chat.
Perfect.
How would that be?
That would be great. And then once you enter that code, it will give you access to the transmission. Perfect. Okay, one more thing, Sheila, before we go and we say goodbye and everybody jumps into your transmission. Can you talk a little bit about Ascension TV and tell us what that's all about?
Yes, yes, yes. So the Conscious Awakening Network does a variety of things, and one of them is to host what's called Ascension TV, where we have different channels on our network that you can go and watch amazing speakers. We have some phenomenal people, and tomorrow we are having a free event. So go to our website, consciousawakeningnetwork.org, sign up to be part of that free event. We are going to have some wonderful speakers. They're going to be talking about their channel. They're going to be talking, some have activations, some have transmissions that they're going to do, and a lot of people are giving away some freebies. So you don't want to miss that. And throughout the day, I'm going to give away 3 memberships to Ascension TV. So right now, our memberships are $12.99 per month, and that will take you backstage to where you can watch all of these channels. And we have wonderful apps which are free. Go to your phone app store and download consciousawakeningnetwork.org. And we have tons of events that we also host. So please check those out. I think next month we have Maureen St. Germain, who's going to be doing a fast track Merkaba workshop. Barbara Lamb is going to be there talking about hybrids and star seeds, extraterrestrials, crop circles, and Bigfoot, which she has had some encounters with. And we also have then at the end of the month the Light Language Conference. And so that's going to be 3 days. We have some phenomenal speakers that are going to be there. So all you have to do is go to the website, go to the events section. All of that information will pop up. You can pop up and sign up for the AscensionTV event tomorrow. And afterwards, once you sign up, afterwards you will receive a code that will allow you to go back and to rewatch that time and time again. We'll even put up timestamps. So let's say you want to go back and watch Nikki. You can go back and say, oh, Nikki was at X, Y, and Z time. You look at that, you click on Nikki, and bam, there you go. So join us.
Yes, that's incredible. That's such a generous offer. That's a generous thing you're giving away. So yes, everyone go do that. And your link to that is also in the speaker center. So all of that is in there. You should have everything that you need. I did put up the donation link for you. It should take you to the calendar of events. Either that's going to take you to the calendar events or straight to the donation links that should be linked to Sheila. So it's perfect. So if you guys have, if there's so much stuff that's going on right now, I'm like, oh my gosh. So, Sheila, thank you so much. What an incredible time with you today. I'm going to guess that everybody else will agree with that, especially with what's been going, all the conversation in the chat. Thank you so much. And I just want to say I had such a good time that I would love to welcome you back again. Anytime that you're ready, please let me know.
Yeah.
Love to have you as a guest again. So
thank you, Kelly. I'd love to be here. Thank you.
Oh, so amazing. And, and a huge thank you to everyone that also showed up today to support Sheila in the work that she does, the incredible work that she does. So thank you to everybody that showed up today. And oh my gosh, and then everybody else that will watch it at a later time if they can't make it to make this time. So thank you again, Sheila, from the bottom of my heart. I'm so grateful that we had this time together, and to everyone else. So until next time, everybody, hopefully I see all of you again next week. It's such an incredible experience. Thank you so much, Sheila.
Thank you, Sheila.
Thank you. Thanks, Sarah.
It was nice seeing you.
And you too.